You are about to find out what no one dares to reveal on the conversation wheels or behind the scenes of the financial market. The forbidden formula of the Wall Street wolf to make money without limits. It doesn't matter if you've tried everything and you have failed, or you feel that you're always one step away from the success that never arrives. Today, I will show you bluntly what separates the true wolves from the resigned sheep. Get ready, because this video is not for those who are afraid to risk. It is for those who are tired of being a spectator of their own life and wants to take control of the money game once and for all. Imagine for a moment if you could access the mindset that turned Jordan Belfort into a living legend of finance. I do not speak of generic formulas or motivational cliche players, but a real strategy tested on the battlefield, capable of multiplying their results while most are still stuck in excuses. The secret is not in easy shortcuts, but in taking command of their decisions with boldness, discipline, and unshakable confidence. Here, there is no room for doubt or hesitation, only for massive action and absolute focus on victory. From an early age, I was trained to think as a predator, to see opportunities where others see risks, to turn rejection into fuel, and use each fault as a step for the next million. What I'm going to show you is brutally honest. There is no magic, there is no luck, only the truth about what really works in the world of great fortunes. If you're willing to play the money game the way wolves play, continue with me. If not, maybe it is better to stop the video now, because from now on there is no turning back or break. The first step is simple, but few have the courage to give: to abandon the victim's mindset and assume the posture of those who are willing to sell or be sold. Belfort has always said that wealth is created by action, never luckily. And that is the difference that changes everything. When you internalize this truth, you begin to see each negotiation, every opportunity, every obstacle as a chance to move forward. This is why in this video, I will open the game about psychological triggers, persuasion techniques, and secrets that turn ordinary salesmen into sales monsters and ordinary people into millionaires. Now, if you think you've heard everything, get ready to be challenged. What comes next is not just knowledge, it is a call to action, an opportunity to rewrite their financial history using the same mental and emotional weapons that they built empires. Are you ready to find out the forbidden formula of the Wall Street wolf? So squeeze the belt, because we will accelerate without brakes towards the top, and only the fiercest get there. If you want extraordinary results, you need to start from the inside out. Jordan Belfort has always been clear: before dominating any technique, it is necessary to master his own head. The money game begins in mind. Most people are stuck with limiting beliefs, those internal voices that say, "This is not for me, I've tried everything," or "I'm not lucky." This is mental garbage. Belfort states, with no popes in his language, that success is reserved for those who dare to think big and refuse to accept crumbs. The first step of the forbidden formula is to destroy these invisible strings that prevent you from acting with the courage and hunger of victory. You need to ask yourself, why haven't I achieved everything I want yet? Do you know what is the brutal answer? Because on some level, you accepted less than you deserve. Belfort does not tolerate mediocrity. He teaches that every result begins with a fierce decision, never to be content with little. Visualize what you really want: total freedom, a life without limits, the respect of everyone around you. Allow yourself to desire all this without fault. The wolf never asked permission to dream loudly. He just went there and took what he wanted, with strategy and obsession. This is the turning point: to abandon the mentality of scarcity and embrace abundance. Stop comparing yourself with others and start competing with your best version only. Jordan says money is a result of value delivered, but also unshakable self-confidence. The wolf does not expect anyone to recognize his potential. He acts as if he had already won, and thus the world responds to his energy. Apply this now. Imagine how you would behave if you knew, without a doubt, that it is impossible to fail. Don't be deceived thinking that you just want to. It is necessary to act as a predator of opportunity. Write your goals, read every day, repeat to yourself what you will achieve until it becomes part of your DNA. Jordan Belfort always says, if you're not thinking big, you're thinking small. And no one got rich thinking small. The challenge is simple. From today, eliminate any thoughts that diminish you. You will realize that by assuming this posture, it all starts to conspire to your advantage. Transformation begins when you stop acting as a victim of circumstances and put yourself in charge of your own life. What differentiates the wolves from sheep is the relentless mindset, a blind confidence that nothing is impossible. And now, with this turnkey, you're ready for the next step, mastering the persuasion game. If there is a secret weapon in the arsenal of the Wall Street Wolf, it is called persuasion. Jordan Belfort has transformed lives, businesses, and markets because he understood that everything revolves around the ability to influence people. Money is not in products or services. It is in your ability to sell ideas, dreams, and solutions. What separates a mediocre seller from a millionaire is the conviction with which it presents its offer. And this is not a manipulation, but of generating real value and showing it irresistibly. Persuasion begins with clarity. Belfort was always obsessed with results because he knew exactly what he wanted and where he was going. When you speak with conviction, people feel. They trust their gaze, their voice, in their energy. Therefore, the second step of the forbidden formula is to master your communication. Practice your speech until it comes out like an automatic weapon, ready to shoot at the right time. Testing is not vanity, it is wolf preparation. Another secret is the reading of the public. Jordan teaches that everyone has a hidden motivation: fear, desire, ambition, insecurity. Discover your client's pain and show how your solution is the definitive medicine. Use strategic questions. Listen more than you speak and focus on creating emotional connection. Persuasion is not to speak beautifully. It is understanding what really moves people and driving them as far as you want without feeling pressure. And don't stop there. The wolf knows that urgency is a very powerful trigger. When you create an offer that looks unique, impossible to refuse, and limited in time, your client's brain comes into action mode. Do the same with your goals. Treat every opportunity as if it were the last one. This triples your intensity and makes you act with speed while others are still analyzing. Persuasion, in the end, is self-confidence in motion. It doesn't matter if you're selling a product, a service, or your own image. Your energy contagious, your certainty convinces. Follow the steps of Belfort. Practice, adjustment, improve. The more you dominate this power, the more doors open. And now, having persuasion by your side, it's time to enter the territory of great results. Massive actions. Jordan Belfort never believed in slow growth. He has always been moved by massive action. That almost animal energy that makes you do 10 times more than everyone and therefore achieve results 10 times larger. The third step of the forbidden formula is simple. If you want to make money without limits, you need to act on scale, without fear of making mistakes and without waiting for the perfect moment. Perfection is enemy of progress, and progress is what moves the wolf machine. Most people crash because it expects approval, ideal conditions, or absolute security. Forget it. The wolf attacks when you see the prey, not when you're sure everything. Belfort teaches that speed is your better ally. The faster you perform, the more you learn, the more adjust, and the faster. The secret of exponential profit is simple. Do more, risk more, correct fast, and don't stop for anything. While the others are still planning, you are already reaping results. Massive action is not despair, it is strategy. Set clear goals and attack with everything on various fronts. If you sell, make 100 calls a day while others do 10. If you want to grow online, post content every day. Test new formats, learn from each feedback. Jordan always said, wealth is created by action, not by luck. The market rewards those who move the most and punish who hesitates. Of course you will make mistakes. Just don't miss who never tried. The differential of wolves is that they learn fast, correct the route, and come back even stronger. Don't be afraid to fail. Be afraid to stand still in the same place. Each attempt is a lesson. Each is not a step more towards yes that changes everything. Belfort believes that failure is just the price of success, and those who are not willing to pay this price will never leave the place. In the end, massive action is about creating your own destination. No one will knock on your door by offering wealth, freedom, or respect. You need to go outside, fight for it every day without rest until the result is inevitable. And this is where the true power of the wolf reveals resilience. Now, with your sharp mind, your persuasion emerged, and your actions at a rapid pace, let's dive into the next secret, the absolute mastery of risk and reward. If there's something that separates amateurs from professionals in the world of finance, it is the relationship with risk. Jordan Belfort never fled the danger. He embraced the risk ahead because he understood that the greatest rewards are reserved for those who have the courage to bet loudly. The fourth step of the forbidden formula is to learn to calculate risks and make quick decisions without paralyzing for fear. There is no wealth without risk, but there is ruin for those who do not know how to manage the danger. Most fear losing, so never really invest. The wolf does differently. He studies, calculates, but does not hesitate when the opportunity appears. Belfort says fear is natural, but it can't be your guide. Use fear as a compass. If it's uncomfortable, it's probably on the right track. The secret is to transform uncertainty into action and use each experience as learning. The risk is only enemy of those who do not know what they're doing. For the wolf, it is land of conquest. To master the risk, you need information. Study, research, know the market better than anyone. Jordan has always been obsessed with details. He knew everything about his products, his clients, his competitors. This allowed him to bet loudly with confidence. Preparation eliminates improvisation and gives you decision-making power. The more you know, the less luck depends. Remember, the wolf doesn't hunt in the dark, he sees beyond. Another fundamental point is diversification. Do not put all eggs in the same basket. Belfort expanded his business in various areas because he knew that if a plan failed, others would be ready to explode with results. This is how the great players operate, always with multiple cards in the sleeve, always prepared to turn the game. No matter if you're starting small or already have experience, diversify your sources of income, test new markets, invest in knowledge. The wolf never depends on a single hunt. He has several prey at his disposal. But here is the brutal truth. Without courage, none of that good. Jordan Belfort has always bet loudly, but never inconsequentially. The secret is to act fast, correct fast, and never cling to the fear of losing. Opportunities do not knock twice in the same door, and those who expect too much end up behind. The risk, when well administered, becomes fuel for its ascension. It is what separates those who live from dreams from those who realize. And for you, who is going beyond the sheep, has come time to use all this to climb, because the game only makes sense when it is played to win big. In the end, to master the risk is to accept that life has no guarantees, but that you can create your own probabilities. Follow the wolf's example. Between head with intelligence and courage, and the results will surprise you. Take control. Do what most would never have the courage to try, and watch others call you lucky when in fact it was your calculated boldness that led you to the top. Now that you are shielded against the fears that paralyze most, prepared to act on scale, and ready to embrace risks as a true predator, just one ingredient to turn all this energy into real and palpable wealth: strategic execution. That's what we're going to talk about now, the difference between those who dream and who builds empires. There's no point in strong mindset, sharp persuasion, and massive action if you don't know where you are going. Jordan Belfort has always made it clear. Success is an exact science, made of relentless planning, adjustment, and execution. The last step of the forbidden formula is to create a detailed plan with clear goals and daily actions. But, above all, have discipline to follow this script. What happens? The wolf does not get distracted or waste time on what does not generate result. He pursues the target until he conquered. Start by setting specific, measurable, and challenging goals. Write everything. How much you want to win, how long, how. Visualize the way, but especially obstacles, because they will appear, and that's where most give up. Belfort always pointed out, the difference between the failed and the millionaire is how he reacts to the first obstacle. The wolf sees a wall and thinks of how to climb, explode, or get around. Never accept the impossible as a final response. Strategic execution requires absolute focus on what brings return, eliminate distractions, say no to what you are not aligned with your goals, and make constant reviews of your progress. Jordan was obsessed with metrics, feedback, and rapid adjustments. He was not afraid to change route if that meant to reach the result faster. It is this brutal flexibility that separates those who only dream of the ones they perform. Remember, consistency is more important than sporadic intensity. The wolf built empires working every day, improving every detail, learning from each era. Don't expect everything to work out first, but never accept to stand still for fear of failing. Your success will depend directly on your ability to act, adjust, and act again until the results are inevitable. And now, after all this journey, your time has come to decide, will you keep watching outside or will dive from the head and apply the forbidden formula of the Wall Street wolf? If you have arrived here, you have proven to be hungry for victory. Now put each step into practice. The top is reserved for those who don't accept less than they deserve. And from today, you are part of this select group of predators. Let's go to the top, or we don't even start.